Chilling, isn't it? That was a short snippet of Abdul Rehman Makki's work. The crimes we know about, God knows how many more he has masterminded. This man deserves to be on every watch list. His properties, his finances, his travel, everything must be seized and sanctioned. This month, India and the US tried to do exactly that. They made a proposal to the UN Security Council. What did it say? It said that Makki must be declared a global terrorist, that the UNSC, the United Nations Security Council, must approve special sanctions on him. The proposal was made on the 1st of June. Days passed. There were no indications of opposition, no murmurs of dissent, until this Thursday, the 16th of June. That was yesterday. Yesterday was the last day for UNSC members to oppose the proposal. And at the last moment, one member did exactly that: China. China has put this proposal on technical hold. And how long can this hold last? Up to 6 months, which means this proposal will be delayed for at least half a year. And we all know why China did it: to protect their favorite colony, Pakistan. And it's not the first time they've done something like this. China did the same thing with Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar. India proposed sanctioning Masood Azhar in the year 2009. Guess when it finally happened? Almost 10 years later, in 2019. And during this time, China kept blocking India's proposal. They delayed it as much as possible. And now Beijing is doing it all over again, this time with Abdul Rehman Makki. India has responded to China's decision. Government sources are calling it, quote-unquote, extremely unfortunate. They said that this decision runs counter to China's claims of combating terrorism. Does it, though? We all know how China combats terrorism: by putting millions of innocent Muslims in labor camps. No trial, no investigation, no questions asked. That same China does not want to sanction a convicted terrorist. The US Treasury has declared Makki a specially designated terrorist. He's got a $2 million bounty on him. India has declared him a terrorist under domestic laws. But let's forget India and the US for a moment. Maybe China does not trust them. Why not look at Pakistan's own courts? In 2019, Makki was arrested near Lahore. The next year, in 2020, he was convicted of terror financing in Pakistan. So there is no doubt about Makki's credentials. He is a bona fide terrorist. Yet Pakistan and China continue to shield him, not just at the United Nations, even at home. We told you that Makki was convicted in 2020, but nobody knows where he is today. Maybe in some high-security prison, or maybe in some ISI safe house. Chances are the second one, the ISI safe house. Pakistan has been using this strategy to fool the global community. The arrests, the trials, the convictions, it's all for the cameras. Once the cameras look away, Pakistan goes back to default. Take the case of Masood Azhar. He was sanctioned by the UN Security Council in 2019. Guess where he's living now? In an ISI safe house, according to Indian intelligence. What does this tell you about Pakistan's anti-terror campaign? That it's a farce. It is designed to give the impression of progress, but behind the scenes, nothing has changed. At least 12 terror groups still operate in Pakistan. The Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Hizbul Mujahideen, the Al-Qaeda, they're all internationally sanctioned terror groups, yet all of them operate in Pakistan. The question is, will the global community call out this farce? The FATF, or the Financial Action Task Force, held their plenary meeting today. The FATF is a terror financing watchdog. They go after state sponsors of terrorism. Today, Pakistan was on their agenda. Should Pakistan stay on the grey list or not? That's the question they were looking at. Right now, it looks like Pakistan could get a breather. The FATF says Pakistan has substantially completed both its action plans. The next step is verifying that. You see, delisting does not happen overnight. The process of leaving the grey list is a long one. First, a team from the FATF will visit Pakistan. They will review the so-called reforms. And if they're satisfied, then Pakistan will be officially delisted. The FATF says it is planning an on-site visit at the earliest possible date. But effectively, it is looking good for Pakistan. And how did that happen? Because of two major reasons. Number one, a good PR campaign. Like I said, Pakistan has given the impression of progress. They arrested Hafiz Saeed, they jailed Abdul Rehman Makki. So clearly the FATF thinks progress has been made. Reason number two, intense lobbying by Pakistan's allies, the likes of China and the Gulf states. They have repeatedly sought to delist Pakistan. Perhaps those efforts have paid off, finally. And frankly, none of this is surprising. Most international organizations have surrendered their principles. The UN rights chief is praising China. North Korea is heading a disarmament panel. So the FATF delisting Pakistan is no surprise at all. But will it help Pakistan? At this stage, it's unlikely. Their problems have gone beyond terror financing. A former prime minister has gone rogue. Extremists are marching to Islamabad. Foreign reserves are near record lows. And China and company, are they helping them with any of these issues? No, they're not. But when it comes to shielding terrorists, China is proactive. Tells you who's a friend and who's an opportunist. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.